So hello everyone, this is OK here, and we are watching eldebarva against Karagialis, but they've already played the first game, so I'll just look through the first game. Uh, so eldebarva is black here, very equal rated. Who do I think is the favourite? Karagialis is the old guard, but eldebarva is someone who's improved enormously over the last year, so I would actually put eldebarva as a slight favourite. Karagialis hasn't been playing much Crazyhouse recently. Um, so everything looking good so far. So he does relieve the pressure by taking this bishop. Okay. And then it still seems fine. Queen here. And he goes and sacks on f2. Okay, I mean, I was just surprised by that, but okay. And hits the queen again. And takes this pawn and takes this one, and he gets... So really good active play from eldebarva. Knight at h4. Okay, so knight at h4, knight here, grabs the bishop, but what's the plan? He's sacked quite a lot. Doesn't quite have the material to finish things, but he's safe. And now he's got the key point, which is at h3. And was there something more forcing? Maybe taking the bishop first before the knight h4 ideas. Okay, let's see. So he went still. Okay, so he defends. He gets in on h3. That's what makes me like black suddenly. Is the fact he's able to get in on h3. So I'm not sure if white missed something, but when he's in on h3, he's taking that rook looks like a mistake. You want to keep on these light squares, keep on making progress. Now I'm slightly concerned the king is sort of safe for now, and it's hard to get in. So he does bishop here, defending. Let's see what people are saying in the rook at g3. So I'm guessing both were quite low on time. You have 3 seconds against 8 seconds. So this is really stressful stuff at this point. Rook at g3. Whoa, what's going on? Takes. Here, takes. So it's really confusing what's going to happen here. At the moment, black's got some initiative, and oh gosh, suddenly white hung mate. But yeah, so probably there was some moment when, like after rook g3, when white was probably doing quite well, but that was just hanging the piece. So that was probably a key point in that first game. As Duvid says, who will blunder last and worse? I can't watch this as Rents only. I just find a way to make a draw. I'm too nervous. Okay, so let's get back to the live action, maybe to game 2, or maybe game 2's already happened. I just see this lovely square of pawns in the centre of the board. So this is what people are saying in the chat. Let's just quickly refresh, just in case. Okay, so it turns out I've missed a second game as well. So let's quickly have... I've missed too many games, far too many games. Okay, but it's okay. I'm okay being behind the action because I don't want to give live coverage. But let's just have a look at that second game, if I could. I'm slightly confused. Why am I getting... Okay, just open that up in a new tab and close this down. Okay, so second game, eldebarva is white. And Uwe said eldebarva is maybe the most improved from last season on the finishers team. Yeah, he is actually quite a strong player. Maybe because the ZH League is quite a slow league, he might not be good under time pressure. Because I haven't seen him playing faster time controls, but yeah, he's a strong player. I should turn. I don't know if I should have the engine on or not. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't, but okay. So a good attack in this one. Maybe I turn the engine off and only push it on in a critical moment if there's something we want to consult it on in particular. throws in a check. So what's going on here? He has 5 seconds on the clock, otherwise he could just take this. So again, time pressure is an issue. Check, check, and drops back. Okay, so this is... I mean, this is it. I mean, so even here, I think... Okay, I was thinking white was still not doing too badly, but... this just takes the knight, and white would be winning again. But okay. Okay, he falls back, and now black is no doubt going to get a lot of initiative on him. We have the square of pawns, takes. Okay, and we're up to the end of game 2. In fact, white flagged, so it's 1 game all. So let's get up to the live action, or close to the live action. I don't want to get completely live. 1-1. Here we go. If there's people in house party, I might join the house party, but I'm just worried about being too close to the live action. Okay, I'll join the house party. How do I do that? There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at game 3. Also, just going to check, am I on the Lichess featured? And I am indeed, Crazyhouse World Championship. So that's good. And we're just going to take a quick look at game 3. Okay, so it's a Scandi. Oh, he's trying to sack the bishop on b4. Takes. Okay, this is bad because so black's just lost a whole piece. But Jasugi says I love black's position. He missed knight takes d4. I'm not sure when Jasugi said he loved black's position. Knight takes d4 or here maybe. I don't usually trade 2 pieces for 1 pawn, says GSVC. Yes. Jasugi likes black because black sack sitted. Sorry, not taking challenges right now, so and so I'll ignore those challenges from now on. Like, I'm not going to reject or accept them. So takes, and Jasugi says, I love playing down a piece for extra space. Feels like 1 piece sack too much, right? Says Oppa. Here, bishop here, bishop here. And so that was a nice little combo, winning another pawn for white. Bishop takes e4, and here variance only says knight c5. Knight c5. What? Bishop takes e4. Knight c5. So I'm not following. That must be some other. Okay. Okay, so black's got himself into a bit of trouble here. Bishop takes e4. Bishop at g4 incoming. The finisher predicted it, and yeah, we saw this big exchange, and eldebarva was walked into this. Okay, so Karagialis really putting pressure on. He could have blocked, but then at least this knight check is covered. But okay, he decides to run. Oh, here. Yeah, so this is very painful for black. Just simply not having material as well to do anything. So let's just quickly check the stream volume. Can you hear me? Yes. Desktop audio. I'm sure it's fine, but just double checking. Yep. Okay. Okay. Well, this looks like it'll be quite painful for black. I mean, I'm going to maybe just backtrack a few more moves. At what point does it really go wrong? This. So why does he grab the knight? He grabs the knight because he wants this. Okay. This is difficult. Just opening up. I mean, maybe playing a quiet move at some point, but then white gets in. The extra material counts. He had to play actively, so it's just a very hard position to play. Okay, he runs. He's running in with his king. Not quite sure what's happening here. And time. I feel like time might be an issue. Yeah, just resigns. Okay, so we are now up to the live action, but we won't say too much about the openings or such like. Karagialis, interesting. I feel like White is playing whatever he's playing a tempo up after this a6 move. Oppa says 2 knights tango with the tempo up, exactly. A page from Rapid Variants playbook. Yeah, so wow, this is really good for White. How to defend f7. It's already resigned, isn't it? So both players won as black. The first 2 games, it looks like we could have 2 White wins. I think it's important for someone like eldebarva to play fast. And Karagialis, well, Karagialis is more experienced. He knows his opening lines. So this is interesting, actually. So you can just take on f7 and eat the sack. That would be one way of playing this. Maybe take with here, so the knight continues to cover this square. Alternative to go here, but then black could castle, and if once you take the bishop, trade queens. And okay, you're a whole piece up, but your king is a little bit. I mean, it was a choice. So this way you'll be a piece up. This way you're also going to be a piece up, and your king is also going to be disturbed. So, but no queen trade. But also here your piece would be a bit more active, perhaps. Castles, yeah, castles is legal actually in this position. Although slightly weird, but legal. Okay, so he did take with maybe the wrong knight, because king takes bishop. Knight here is a possibility, the queen is coming out then as well, potentially. So, I mean, it may not be a problem, but maybe it's regrettable. Oh, he just castles. Okay, so why not throw in the check? So if you threw in the check, for example, if king goes back here, there was queen here check, so you wouldn't do that. So king would go here. There's still queen here, so I'm surprised he didn't go for the maybe queen d4, queen h4, knight e4. Yeah, queen d4 as well was a straight check. So knight here check, king here. Surely there was something stronger. Like, yeah, queen h4 looks playable. Maybe he was worried straight away just knight takes rook. Queen here check, king here, and maybe knight here check, king here, and maybe black just doesn't have enough material in hand to continue. So he just goes for castles. Ah, and he goes for double check. Oh, because it's double check, he's picking up the knight. Okay, very clever. Just not king g1, says GSVC. And you're fine. Yeah, it's annoying you don't have the queen anymore. Although you do have some nice stuff, like rook here, if the king steps up here, knight takes knight. So... If the here, though, just pawn here, and the pawn is protected for now, and then take the knight, king would be here. Yeah, this knight doesn't really have much of a future. Actually, it does. It's got at f7 threats. So... Okay, I'm behind the action. King g3 he went. He just grabbed the knight. Okay, so that provides like, extra cover to f7, so that's all good. f7, that doesn't really work, you just take it. And eldebarva. Okay, so eldebarva is a nice queen up in this position, a whole queen up. Although his king is slightly weak. I think time is the issue. Jasugi99 says, brilliant sack setting. Pawn f7, knight takes f7, pawn e7. Oh, that's true, yeah. Pawn e7 could still. Yeah. But I think he wants better things than that. I think he's going for better. Yeah, he's found it. Obviously, if he takes, then you're cookie cramming him all the way up. You've got a queen coming in even. Queen there check, pawn there check, and queen there mate. So king takes bishop was straight up losing. Okay, now black is throwing in checks. They actually do look quite dangerous because he could bring his existing knight in with check, and now he's got another knight as well. And then at some point he'll want to move this knight with check as well. So lots of pawns. So pawn here, knight here, for example, would be okay. So bishop covers that square, so not mate. So the question you have to think is, yeah, pawn there. You don't want to allow this knight to come with check. Okay, reveal check is okay. He's got no pawns. So he's got no pawns means no threats. As long as he can't take stuff with pawns with check, I think he should be completely fine. Knight here check is covered. All the knight here checks are covered. So this is quite safe. Let's see what people are saying. Bishop h7 covering everything. I feel like at some point he's going to take it. Close match, says Jan Lee. Wait, I missed there's a pawn on e7. Oh yeah, that's true. So you've got no time to take the bishop because pawn takes rook equals knight. Okay, so let's see who's in the Twitch chat. Quiet chat today. He's just going for. What's he going for? Oh yes, of course. Bring the other queen in. This is all over. 2-2. So it's living up to expectations, as Jan Lee said, of being a close match. Karagialis 2026, eldebarva 2027. I do put eldebarva as the slight favourite. He's a player who went within a season of the Crazyhouse League from being a 1900 player to being a 2100 player. So he's someone who really has worked on his game recently. And Afgala says, nice comeback from a bad loss. Okay, so eldebarva is clearly wanting to get out of book. I think that's a good strategy against Karagialis. But on the other hand, playing fianchetto in queenside, in my experience, doesn't work. But I mean, it's just sort of you try and get out of book and then you just get squashed. So by that I mean that you're giving white 5 ranks of the board and you're squeezed within these 3 ranks. And even though white might not know opening theory, you're just white has just too much space to play. But I think he's playing this nicely. I mean, the key will be to try and get this bishop active on the light squared bishop active on the long diagonal at some point. So, for example, if pawn takes pawn, knight takes, and you can see this is the beginning of you can start opening up this long diagonal. But this way round, things are quite closed. You might think I want a castle, but then a6 is a weakness. Well, opposite. I think JSVC would do knight e7 to g6. And Jasugi99 is looking rough for black. And Jan Lee says classic white setup versus bishop e7. So yeah, I never really thought about it as a classic setup. Like, this is it. This is what you do. So interesting. So I guess the idea of queen e2 is reinforcing e4. He hasn't developed the knight, weirdly, and so why moving the knight to here? Well, we'll try and see why. I see. Maybe he's hoping to bring this knight supporting these sorts of squares. Okay, I see. He wanted f3 against this knight. Okay, so yeah, I feel like good opening knowledge from Karagialis. Sugi99 says the knight h3 Jan Lee style. Yeah, I haven't seen this, so or haven't remembered it. So the problem is how is Black thinking of developing the dark squared bishop, and where's this the knight on c6 going? You'd be quite happy to move. Okay, exactly. You're quite happy to move it to try and open up this long diagonal, but it feels a little wretched. And Janli says this was Gneja's style. The knight h3 Jan setup. Yeah, could be useful. And JSV says it just refutes this opening. Yeah, it does look tough. So unfortunately, Gnejas is not participating in this Crazyhouse World Championship, but he does play on Lichess sometimes under the username Old Has Been. And Black just resigns. Yeah, wretched. Well, that's a good one to know. That's instructive. As someone who might be facing GSVC in round 2, who does go for these sort of queenside fianchettos and stuff, that's something which is good to know, and I didn't know it before. So, Baron Tony says tie breaks, please. So Karagialis 3-2 lead. Okay. So Karagialis is playing a very kind of solid kingside. Eldebarva is going to have to really work hard to break this down. And also he's got to probably, I'd say, got to keep up on the clock, because the thing about this sort of setup, it just takes more moves to break it down, so you have to play a little bit faster. And GSV says, OK is preparing for his match against me. Please don't give him opening tips against b6. And PKR, I don't like the early bishop g5. Black wants h6 anyway. Yeah, that's a nice observation. That in this position here, Black just gained an extra tempo with that move. Yeah. So this is check, so we have to take it. Queen takes makes sense. No need to create extra weakness in the position. Knight g2 would pick up the bishop, in fact. So it's completely forced. Okay, so I mean, if I'm Black, I'm thinking, how can I hit the queen with tempo? Just get some nice initiative. D2 might be a weakness I'm looking at in future. F3 might be some other weakness, so a knight on E5 might make sense. Throwing in a check might make sense. Of course, it was. Oh, so what was Black's move? Okay, of course he had to take here. Okay. The weakness in Black's position though is E7, so maybe there was a case for moving existing knight to D5, although that can still be done at some point, like now, in fact. Just ignoring this bishop and going knight to D5 with ideas both on F6 and on E7. I'm not quite sure which is better, whether to cash in on F6 or go in on E7. PKR says I like Black here. Yeah, black is sort of safe for now, but the key with all these positions is getting in on the dark squares. Yeah, that's a very safe move. Okay, okay, he's really... We just have to kind of back off, I guess, in the face of that. Or it's either back off or increase pressure, like so, but that doesn't work. This just feels as you're not working in the right place. PKR says, I think rook e8 was better than e7. Maybe, but this is so solid. It's very. I mean, rook e8 I could go um, at e7. So at e7 straight away looks quite painful. Whoa! Why is that happening? Gambitos Malos says white now has some game.
Okay, I thought, what about knight e7 check the bishop take?
Okay, so you want, instead of bishop takes, knight takes e7?
Yeah, then when the queen takes, then knight drop out d5, attacking the
Okay,
queen.
so what is going on? Okay, I'm sorry about this. This is just... Why is my iTunes just started? Okay, this is... Sorry about this. What the heck? Okay, I don't know what the heck happened there. I don't know. Yeah, no, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, knight takes e7, knight at, and then try and cash in. The problem, I think, but then the knight on e4 is pinned. He could like drop back to... Yeah, it was definitely an interesting idea. Oh my goodness. But I think this is just time pressure. He's going to get completely run over here. I said at the beginning of this game. I'll check out that on the engine actually after this game, because that's quite interesting idea. But I said at the beginning of this game, you see, this structure takes a while to break down, and you just need time. And it was just so important to play fast. Yeah, where did White's time go? Why is he down to 5 seconds on move 16? Uh, his Yeah, he's not doing so, but you can see he's making progress. It's just he's only got 2 seconds on the clock. This is the problem. Like at f5, at e7. So these sorts of ideas. Oh, okay. Okay, there was a nasty knight fork, which I missed. Okay, this is definitely over now. How to finish it most efficiently? Probably pawns on the back rank. Just get in on White's back rank. There's too many weaknesses on e2, d2. So, for example, this. That's checkmate. Oh, hang on. Was there an amazing mate? No. I was trying to think if there was something really evil, but no. I was thinking queen at f1. No, there's nothing there. Queen at f1, king takes, knight at e3. No, nothing there. Yeah, not quite. King could come up even. Yeah. Just time. Bishop takes rook. It's a bit depressing. Yeah, let's quickly have a look at that last game to see if... So that means Karagialis takes a 4-games-to-2 lead. That was a sort of critical point where I thought at e7 was quite good actually. Yeah, it is the best move. And we do just sack in on e7. So sacking on e7 is definitely an idea. It's like, and currently think it's third best move. But let's just see. The thing I'm worried about is just dropping back to e8, keeping the pin. That's what I'm. Queen e5, queen e6. You stay on the e file. No, maybe not queen e8 because then the check. So just queen e5. And the problem is knight takes pawn, bishop takes. Oh yeah, you can go queen takes. Okay, yes, that's true. Yeah, so it does work. Knight takes f6. He could just go king h8, and then yeah. So, but was there anything else? Was there anything even better? Apparently, what he did, bishop takes pawn, was actually decent. and then at f6. So it was actually a good strategy, just a lack of time to execute, and apparently taking with the wrong knight. Weirdly, you take with the other knight, and then you can put a pawn on e7. So after king h8, if you take with the other knight, you still have the other knight looking at e7. So that's the critical mistake in the match, is he takes with the wrong knight, and then it's not so clear, and suddenly it's completely losing. So that to win this match, you just take with the other knight, and at this point you're in on the back rank. You're then putting rooks on the back rank, and it's just really messy and all over for black. So, and how long did he have to make that decision? Which knight? He was on 16 seconds, 30 takes. Yeah, he was on 16 seconds, and yeah, made the wrong decision. He played it very quickly. Okay, so back up to the live game. It's game 7. Jasugi says, "Come on, Elder. We'll see how he plays after the b6 disaster." And let's just scroll through this game. Yeah, he doesn't know where to put his knight. That's the problem. Check, comes back, castles. So he gives up the piece for a pawn and pushes in the center. Yeah, I question why are you pushing in the center? You already have a pawn in hand, and you're just giving white the pawn in hand for h6. But I'm not saying that maybe there's something else. Maybe there wasn't anything else better, but I'm just saying is surely there are other things you could do to improve your position in that here. So yeah, e5 might be a mistake because you don't have a use for that pawn, and white does. Maybe he doesn't, because h6 just takes, and put the pawn back on. Exactly. So at h6 is too fast. You want to remove this bishop first, if you can, and even if you remove the knight, the rook is coming in. Rook is coming in on f6. So the position for white is just all about f6 and h6, and opening up the position is just given white the initiative. But what was the alternative? I'm not sure. I think these two diagonals were interesting. The potential bishop diagonals. Okay, so an alternative idea might have been at h4 in this earlier position after knight d2. Go at h4, and the knight doesn't really have any homes, so you've got now some kind of maybe that's not quite good enough. At h4, the knight drops back. I mean, it seems slow. Bishop f5, h3. Yeah, maybe it's a bit slow. But I still feel e5 is not the right approach. Okay, so you've got h4 now. Interesting. It's not entirely silly, but the knight does now have outposts on f5, h5, which it can swing into. But then that would give back another knight to attack. So, okay, this is double-edged. Oh, Gambitos Malos says he's a friend with eldebarva, because eldebarva's from Costa Rica. Ah, nice. So now it's Karagialis in the tank, so it's always a good sign if you get your opponent into the tank that you've done something right. Hi there, PKR. I sort of liked e5. It got rid of his bad knight on c6 with PKR. Okay. So yeah, it might have worked. I think there might have been some refutation, and maybe there's something better, but we'll see after. Rook takes f6, says Granak. Okay, what? Oh, that's interesting. So you're really just hitting the bishop because the rook's not that interesting. And Karagialis is far too nervous. Just far too nervous. Goes and sacks his queen. So question here is what can we do with our queen? A lot of pressure on f6 actually here. I think white's looking okay. He's got so many minor pieces. He's ended up having 2 minor pieces for that queen because he was and eldebarva's down to 20 seconds. GSVC likes queen takes c2. Hi there.
Do you know the joke that somebody said? He must have watched Janley was watching. That's why he sacked his queen.
Ah, okay, yeah. And Janley says I'd play it. Doesn't mean good or bad. Yeah. Janley approves. Yes, queen takes c2. Yes. I don't know. I thought it was just completely unnecessary, but the strong players like it. 2 seconds. Knight takes bishop incoming. This is not, yeah, knight h6. The other knight comes in. Ah, okay. This just what mate in 2. Knight h6 at g7. Okay, let's have a look at a few things in that game. So maybe first thing I want to look at is was there a better move than e5? And well, the engine likes knight takes d4. So what about at h4 is only like the 5th best move or something. At h4 knight e2, and then it's like, well, what now? So I was thinking maybe bishop f5. And basically the problem is knight f4 is sort of discouraging h3. So white is still completely fine here. And then e5 it says. So you're hitting that knight. Okay, so that would be another way of playing it. Not really better. It's still like plus 3, plus 4 for white. So it's clearly not that great. So after e4, e5, what's the refutation? Takes, possibly taking on c6 and then taking. So you have this choice as white. Takes, and at f5 is the refutation. Okay, yes, that's a very strong move because the bishop is effectively trapped. You're giving up a bishop for a pawn. You might just do something like h4. Okay, so then you're entering a quite sharp line. G takes h7, and you probably don't even take that. Is it terrible to take it? If you took it, pawn takes, white is safe, the black king isn't so safe. Okay, so that was the actual refutation. What happened in the game then? Yeah, it was actually not so bad, as PKR said. It kind of worked out okay. And queen takes c2, engine likes it. Yeah, +2, +3 now. The more the engine thinks about it, the more it likes it. So I guess keeping that bishop was important enough to worth sacking your queen for it, effectively. You didn't want to have to move that bishop from the key diagonal, looking at h6. So +4, yeah, engine really likes queen takes c2. Okay, so the match score is 5-2 to Karagialis, and we're in game 8. We'll come back to the beginning again. It looks potentially dangerous for black because of h6, but the knight guards h6, and this is all about pressure on this pawn. So how do you defend that pawn? That's the problem. Bishop f4, he throws in a check, hitting both the bishops. Ouch. Yeah, this is painful. Jan Lee said, Bishop f4 certainly happened. Pawn missing from h3. Hard comeback needed here. Queen b4, I know, maybe pawn needs on h3 and h6. Yeah, queen e4, excellent move, says Jasugi. But Jan said, but I never got queen on f4. e4 much better, but not for the match. Yeah, so really good find from Karagialis. Yeah, brilliant fork there. no real hopes of trapping that queen either. It can always even drop back to h6, even if it was in a panic. And eldebarva's in a thing. I mean, this is the problem. I think eldebarva's a really great player, but he's used to slower time controls. So knight e3 was better than instead of bishop f4. But the problem with knight e3, then you lose your pawn. So on e5. So I mean, there must be a like what do you do in that opening at that point? Because you're worried about this pawn on e5, and I'm not sure the correct way of defending it. So this is, what's the trickery he's going for if king takes? I don't know. This looks no. This looks actually dangerous. Hang on a second. Maybe I'm just seeing ghosts, but the white bishop is staring down on f7. So what I'm thinking about is yeah, knight h6. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, this is brilliant. No, it's not quite. It doesn't quite work. Okay. Or does it? Takes. You know, it does. It does work. It's a mate. This is mate. No, it's not. I'm just seeing ghosts. I'm sorry. If you just have, yeah, you just need a little bit more. If you could tempt that bishop back to g7, then obviously there's a smothered mate. And even if you didn't, there's queen g8, rook takes, knight takes, king here, bishop at h6, king f6, if you had a bishop, but you don't have a bishop. Okay, but now, hang on, did white have two queens? I'm very confused. No, white just had one queen, okay. Yeah. At g7, king takes g7 would happen, so that's not going to... I wonder if there's some cunning move order there. I was actually contemplating the bishop takes f7, so in this sort of scenario you have knight takes rook, but king is going to go for a runner. 2 seconds on the clock, and white resigns because rook takes bishop is coming. King here. What's the mate? Let's have a look at it. Rook takes bishop. King here. Rook takes rook. King takes. Don't see. Oh yeah, just rook here. Yeah, so this is the mate. So if you take the rook, queen here check, king comes up, and you use a bishop to force the king back down again, and then this sort of thing. Okay. Yeah, so good games. Congratulations to Karagialis for taking the match. Was there something cunning with bishop takes f7 at the time of the queen trade? Oh yeah, so first thing is how do you defend? How do you defend this pawn on e5? What's the... Maybe the theory is you don't. At d4, maybe. So this is not so bad for black. So apparently taking with the knight is safer. Keep the d file closed. But taking with the pawn is tempting because you feel you're going to get in on h6, g7. Knight e3, yeah, knight e3 and just give up the pawn. And white has a slight edge, but this, yeah, very nice move. Queen at e4, best move. But here, okay, huge material disadvantage, but in this situation I was just wondering if there are any tricks with bishop takes f7, rook takes f7, knight at h6. You see, in this position, if king h8, there's knight takes rook and picking up the queen. Okay, so that's really disastrous. And if king f8, there's queen takes, and you can't take the queen because of queen at g8. So that's why it's just a little bit tricky. So what do you do in this position? And if you take the knight, which turns out to be the best move, you're giving up the queen. But black is completely winning here. So you give up the queen. So was there anything else? So knight h6 immediately, king h8 is smart. But there is nothing here. Don't have enough pieces. So if you wanted to go down this knight h6 idea, I think it was important to take on f7 first. It gives you an extra pawn. It potentially gives you a rook on f7 you can take. If the black king slides over to h8 immediately, yeah, maybe that's just the safest thing for black to do. Just slide over to h8. King h8, and then there really isn't anything. Because if you go takes, there's nothing here. Yeah. Okay, and then it's all over. Just to say, in these sorts of positions on the back rank, you want to put a heavy on the back rank, and if takes is going to be a draw, put another heavy on the back rank, and so on. Although, having said that, this doesn't look very drawish. It would be a draw if black just keeps repeating. Okay, so that's it for today. Has anyone streamed or commented? I'll just respond to Karagialis in a second. Yeah, good games, Karagialis, and congratulations on the match win. He progresses to round 2. I could maybe put up the challenge if I've got it. Yes. Knockout stage 2020. Let's just load up the challenge. I haven't been showing this in previous videos. I think it's about time I did. So we had a round 1 match. Jasugi99 progressed, played Simba. He's progressed to round 2. He'll be playing Lone Wolf in round 3. Mathace progressed against Laws, and he played against Lone Wolf. Okay, that was that one. Rapid Variance has won his match. GD Howard has won his match. They play each other in round 2. Atamek won his match, and Shathrath won his match, and they progress in round 2. Also in round 2 is GSVC against myself. This is too small for you guys to see, isn't it? So maybe just try and make it a little bit bigger. So let's go from the beginning again. So Jasugi, Simba have played. Mathace, Lone Wolf have played. Rapid Variance against GD Howard. And that's already happened. Okay, CIW against Morlock is still to be played, and then there's still some first round matches. Little Plotkin against Crocodile Hunter, Dampu against Medved, T-Cubes against Aswaga, and the winner faces ex-Mohax. JK the Bullfrog against Biol Miller. Biol Miller just earlier today won his match against Jay Beegis, tight match. Bughouse Master against the winner against Jeremy Durham, most likely. King Switcher, oops, the winner of that plays Crazy Genius. That was another tight match. And PKNM JD is a round 2 match. Master Tan Variant Bunny has already been scheduled for, I think it's this weekend. And yeah, a few more matches. Phantom Troop is playing. Okay, so he's just playing. And Mugwort Duvid, that's going to be a tough round 2 match for Duvid. And De Blausar G Rogers have already played. De Blausar's in round 3. So and Chicken Crossroad EFLC play tonight. Le Professionnel still hasn't played round 1, but the winner of that match plays Douches. And John Stuckey plays probably either Pigu or Deadban. Interesting who will win that one. Clearcast Crazyhouse, that's a really big matchup, which has already been scheduled for a couple of weeks from now. Bugzilla against someone. Okay, and the finisher has a qualifier opponent. And it's interesting how the further you get down the table, the slightly fewer matches have been played. Rikastrov, Penguin, Metin48. That's really good to see he's in the Crazyhouse World Championship because he's one of the most active players on Lee Chess. Zodiac Blitzer against Mark the Spark. Variance only against Vishy Vishy. That's going to be a fun one. Art of Deception cross online. Schwanet hasn't played his round 1 match, but he'll likely face Rek, who beat Flourish. Legion Destroyer against Pawn in Training. Again, that's another exciting round 2 matchup. And we see here Karagialis has just progressed. We'll play the winner of Zek against the unknown guy reborn. So Zek is a huge mystery because he's a really strong player from 2016, 2017, but no one's seen him play for a couple of years. And finally, we expect Freebie to progress against Prometheus, and he'll place Dabby. So that'll also be a really tight match. Okay, so that's a quick rundown of, and just to say also, if people get eliminated, it's not the end of it because there's an elimination bracket, but I'm not going to go into that. But just going to you can see some of the people who've already lost games already, and they have matches scheduled, and yeah, so four players will get through from the elimination bracket, 8 players will get through from the main bracket, and the match format is that the 8 players who go unbeaten in the main bracket will play 4 head-to-heads just for $25, but they'll all guarantee a place in the candidates, and then the plus extra 4 players. So it's really 4 unbeaten players will then go through to the candidates, and 8 players who have lost 1 game. Oh, thanks Chuck Moulton for the 100 bits. He says, thanks for partnering last night, which is actually this morning for me. Oh, I thought we played quite well. I thought we had a good time. So you're saying sorry for not playing well? No, I think we did well. We were up against really tough opponents in Grind and Addy, and okay, we lost most of them, but we won some, and I thought they were quite close games. And Karagialis just saw my. I was about to respond to his message, but I just see he's responded on Nitas. Okay, I saw your stream now. Yes. Okay. So hope you enjoyed. Congratulations once again to Karagialis. It was a solo stream this time, but hope you enjoy it nonetheless. And see you next time.